Good evening, all. Welcome to round 3 of Road America for the CXR TV GTE Season 4 Championship. Tonight, joined by my usual cohorts, I've got Phil McDougall with me and Ruben Schiltz
Hello,
in the
hello.
commentary box.
Good evening.
Evening, chaps. And also, race control, we have, I think it's Neil and Aaron. So, hello, guys. Hopefully, they won't be too busy tonight.
And Craig Shelton.
And Craig, guest star Craig Shelton, eh?
In there every week.
So tonight, Road America, track temperatures quite warm, 26 degrees, relatively unmoist, if that's a word, with a slight wind of 11 kilometres an hour. Got 38 drivers, races and riders tonight, split into the amateurs and the pro championship. With I think the amateurs are out first for quali, which I believe they're in the process of doing as we speak. 10 minutes for them, couple of minute break, and then 10 minutes for the pro drivers to get some laps in.
On board with some action then, I guess, on the track.
I will have a quick look at the tables in the background and give you a brief update. So, amateur-wise, they're the guys out on track currently. We've got Daniel Sedgley currently leading the championship with 2 rounds gone by a single point. He's ahead of Juan Santabaya, who's on 44 points, and Kieran Smart, who won last week. He's sitting in third on 41. So, who are we on board with at the moment? That's the BMW, isn't it? Oh.
It's the BMW of Daniel Sedgley, our current AM leader.
Current leader.
I don't think there's going to be any times gone in just yet, because I think that was just their out lap, so we'll wait for some times to come in.
Well, we've got Kieran Smart with the first time lap, but yeah, that's an out lap at 2:29.
Big lock up there from Rene Borsche.
It's another way to heat the tires, but not the way you want to heat them. So, Road America, nice track.
Yeah, and recently updated as well, so...
exactly what I was going to say.
Yeah, so we now have some new curbs, which is always excites everybody.
Are they sausage ones?
No, I mean, they're relatively just the same. I think they've just shaded them a little bit differently, but I also believe the track surface has been redone. Some new tarmac has been laid down, but also all of the advertising boards have also been updated. I did notice there is a new position board just down on this corner. They're going around now that actually tells you who's in the lead as they're going past it. So that's pretty cool to see.
Oh, that's quite... Oh, I didn't notice that yesterday, but that's quite cool.
It's the little things you notice.
Yeah.
That's what she said, yeah.
But it's nice with the updates they've done. It was a little bit getting used to, because some of the points of braking seem to be changed just as slightly. Like we said earlier, Phil, it's not like the track changed, like a left turn became a right turn or something. But no, it is what it is, and yeah, it's nice. Continuing.
I mean, there is a slight variation of the circuit, isn't there? Where you can. I swear it's a circuit.
Isn't it? I think it's at the hairpin, isn't it?
Yeah, you can turn left instead of right. Cheers for the follow, Ralsei ETS7, and also Uncle Matthew. And Angart XIGR7.
Do that again.
Yeah.
In the meantime, we got Shani Poelstra currently in P1 with a 2:09, closely followed by Kieran Smart. I think that was the winner of last week's race, wasn't it?
Yeah, Kieran Smart was right up in amongst the pros last week. Obviously, really enjoyed Interlagos. I mean, obviously there was the yellow flag that was thrown on the first lap, which is a first for us. We've never really seen a yellow flag being thrown, but race control decided to throw it, which is the right decision. There was cars all over the place. As Sonny just having a bit of an issue there. Kieran Smart's also gone to join him in the little car park at turn 6, I think it is.
Yeah, it's heavy braking there from the Cheese Bridge, isn't it? Into the left-hander.
Yeah, that it is.
I do like this track. It's a good track, this one.
Oh, it's definitely a good track because you have some slower sort of technical turns or sections, and then you, of course, got the, I believe it's called the carousel, which is a very long right turn.
Right-hander, yeah.
Yeah, the right hand, and then you got a
Then
very
you got the
fast
balls
right
out.
little kink.
Yeah,
kink.
you got the balls out if you can
Yeah.
do it through the kink, yeah, without losing it.
I mean, yeah, that makes the track so satisfying if you can do it right. And I do think that, there's also quite a lot of possibilities to overtake, to have a great race with somebody in front or behind. So yeah, it's promising. We'll have to see. In the meantime, it's Santa Baia with a 2:03.929 in pole position in front of Johnny Poelstra, although it's only with 100th of a second. And we see Benjamin Johnson jump into P5.
Carlos Ruiz just actually went into P1 there with a 2:03.573. So, and Daniel Sedgley now goes into P, or pole position, should we say, in the amateur class. It's not really P1, I guess, until the end of the race.
Yeah, true.
I've seen a lot of cars are struggling in that corner, aren't they? There's been half a dozen or so outbreaking themselves there.
Yeah, well, during practice, we noticed quite a few drivers having quite a few issues on their opening 3 laps. Obviously, struggling to get the tyres up to any kind of temperature. Maybe the road surface is a little bit different.
looser.
Yeah, so free practice 1 was run on the old circuit, or the older circuit, I guess. It's still the same. Oh, we got 2 cars off at turn 1. So I'm not sure where the
Monkey
new
see, monkey do.
I'm not sure whether the new road surface is maybe playing into kind of hand there with it. I guess we'll see during the race.
I don't think it does, to be honest. Well, I think it's more down to what you just said with the tire temps, and people maybe just a little bit struggling there. I know some of the AM drivers haven't driven the GTE that much. The GTE, of course, doesn't have any ABS. So, especially at the hairpin, I mean, if you're just like 4 or 5 meters too late on the brakes, you tend to overbrake and just press it too hard and you go in full lock. So, it's a difficult one. I think if you have someone in front of you that you can go off of, then it makes it a little bit easier in the first couple of laps until you build up that confidence to brake as late as you can without just getting the full lock in and everything.
Yeah, Arnold Chalanet moves up into P9 in amateur class. Now P10, Kenneth Andreasen now moves into P8. The 2:04.33. Carlos Ruiz didn't just put another lap in, but wasn't faster than his previous one. Only a 1/10 of a second between Daniel Sedgley and Ruiz. Thank you for the subscription there, Karma Coma. 12 months in a row. I believe that is
That's a new badge, isn't it?
what the that is a new badge. Yeah, you do get a 12-month subscription badge for that.
Oh. What do I get for a little Legend of Zelda sword?
Absolutely nothing.
Oh.
No, that's Streamlabs, or if you got a moderator.
Been promoted.
We hope to see that. So that's Alba. So I hope to see him back on track for the next season.
Well, cheers, Alba, for the support to the stream.
Much appreciated.
So it's the end of the AM qualifying, and pro qualifying will start in 5 minutes. So
I presume
everybody
they
who's
can
on
finish
last
their
lap,
they
of
can
course.
finish their current lap if they
Yeah.
crossed before 10 minutes.
Absolutely.
Apologies for the kind of weird camera shake that keeps going on. I don't know what iRacing have introduced, but it's like a little mini earthquake that goes on whenever it switches camera.
Got alcoholic cameraman.
Yeah,
Every time I keep thinking, oh, the BMW is going to break down. Oh, no, it's not.
a bit of a weird one. It happens when you go to the inside shot as well of some of the cars. Chris Needham goes up into P5 with a 204 flat. That's him into the pit lane. That is Oh, Benjamin Johnson goes into second with a 2:03.546, 0.075, and Carlos Frias now goes into pole position in the amateur class with a 2:03.144.
Yeah, that was a very good lap by Ruiz. Puts him 3/10 in front of Daniel Sechin.
Wondering if the track temperature's gone up a little.
Is it a morning start?
No, we're in the evening, so it's currently nearly 7:10 in the evening. Sim and 27 degrees track temperature.
Yeah, it dropped 1 degree compared to the practice session.
Okay, so their air temperature's 26 degrees, so yeah, that's still quite high and won't do the engines any favours as they come around in qualifying. Rory Evers goes in 14 with 2:04.739. We're ready for some pro qualifying. So Mark, what was the table looking like again for the amateurs?
For the amateurs, Daniel Sedgley was currently leading by a point from Juan Santabaya, who's in 5th from quali, and Kieran Smart in 3rd on 41, who's sitting in 4th. So our current top 3 are in the all of them in the top 5. So they're there or thereabouts. Carlos Ruiz currently on pole. He's sitting in 4th, but he's a little bit off the pace at the moment. 11 points behind Daniel Sedgley. So still all to play for. It's early days yet. It's only round 3.
It sure is. So yeah, just another 2 minutes until the pros get to go out and do their qualifying laps.
So I'll have a quick look at the pro table then whilst we're awaiting their departure. So Ismael Martel and Andres Fernandez are currently leading the pro championship, both on 47. They've won one and come second between rounds 1 and 2, obviously reversed. And then we've got Mark Dejardo in 3rd on 40 points, with Morgan Thompson in 4th on 33. So a little gap already appearing.
Yeah, unfortunately, Mark Dejardo can't race tonight. He wasn't feeling very well. He was leaving it to the last minute before actually seeing whether he could actually race. But unfortunately, he's going to have to miss out on this round and join us from next week. So a bit of a drop in points, but hopefully he should be back next week to continue the fight.
Well, hopefully if Morgan Thompson's racing, that'll give him a chance to close the gap a little bit. So try and break this Spanish deadlock we got. We've got 7, 8, 9. Let's have a look. How far does it go down? 10, 11, 12. Oh, my Lord. Is this a Spanish league or something? We've got 14 Spanish drivers in the top 16, believe it or not. Are we doing an overall championship as well?
There is an overall championship, but it's there's no prizes for the overall championship. It's just prizes for pro.
We'll just concentrate on the pro and amateur then.
Yep.
It's just confuse people.
There you go. You can see the board in the distance there. First,
Jeez.
second, third, and fourth.
The cheese board. Oh, yeah.
So the first drivers are lining up at the pit exit to wait for the pro qualifying to start.
See the heat haze coming off the well, at the top of the cars, I guess. Very nice. Right, so the pros are now getting underway. They're just lining up, so yeah. There we go.
First cars are out on track.
Yeah. Pablo Espas for the R70 team. First one out on track with Jelle Hoogland just behind. I probably murdered his name. Obviously, Ruben, you'll be the one to tell me if I have.
It was okay.
It was okay. Oh, just mediocre. Is that what you're saying? Mediocre. It was slightly okay.
Say it again.
Jelle Hoogland.
Jelle Hoogland.
Jelle.
There you go. I like Noti Boom. He's the best surname.
Noteboom.
Noteboom.
Yeah, it sounds a bit harsher, I guess, when we do it.
What does it mean?
Nut tree.
Nut tree. My little brain's ticking over now thinking of that.
Dutch for beginners. Yeah, absolutely right there, Renee.
You have 5 Dutch drivers in the league. 5 Dutch drivers racing tonight. Good to see.
Yeah, we got a French. We got from Argentina, isn't it? Correct?
Yeah, Santobaya from Argentina.
Kenneth Andresen and Dennis Meisner are from. What is that flag?
Denmark.
Denmark, that was it.
Oh,
Cheers.
Isn't
sorry.
that one of your neighbours?
I'm just glad that you didn't say somewhere like Norway or something. They might take offence to that, but
No. I was thinking Denmark, but I wasn't quite sure. I left it to you.
we got a Belgian driver, and then a multitude of Spanish drivers.
Not many Germans or Italians here, is there?
Nope.
Yeah, I'm quite surprised we don't have any German drivers, to be honest. I mean, it's quite an international grid, really, when you look at it. But yeah, no Germans, no Swiss, no Austrians.
And we've got a Canadian.
We not in the league.
Oh, that's not in the league, true. No. He was supposed to be in the league, but unfortunately, that didn't work out in the end.
He's just moved house, hasn't he?
He has. He's moved into a nice
Just see
big
some
palace.
nice photos of what looks like a field for a back garden.
It's a good excuse to buy a ride-on mower that I think every boy's dream.
Go-kart track. Dinner's ready. Yum yum. Eating a bit late. So
Had a nice steak and chips before this started, so I'm all
living the high life.
living the high life while we're all in down.
Must be all those bits people donate to you.
Oh,
I thought it was tins of soups and bread rolls. Obviously gone up.
I
in the
wish. I wish.
world. Yeah. What is that? Is that the racing partner of iRacing or something? iWish.com.
So these guys, yeah, they're just starting to put in the laps. However, obviously the first lap is obviously a little bit slow because they're still waiting for the tyres to warm up. We should see these times tumbling down. I reckon we're going to see a low 2:01. I'd be surprised if someone gets into 2 minutes.
Really, as much as that? Well, there's no pressure on the pros, but they can't go back in the pit and come out again.
Oh, and I think that's Jelle Hoogland. We saw struggling there a little bit, going off track. He's coming up onto the main straight, so he can still start his first real-time lap. Then we've got Espes coming into third place overall with a 2:03.4, but like Phil said, the times will be coming down. There we've got Blanco with a 2:03.0.
Not bad for his first flying lap.
Well, you see Ismail Martin. Not Martel, I must say. With some purple sectors, but
Ooh, does this mean, I've just realised, is it going to turn into a night race or an evening race or something?
The sun may go down, but it won't go dark.
Oh. Have we got a dark race lined up this season?
We have Daytona, but there's no track lights here, so it's a little bit not really beneficial to have a night race. Really.
What was the circuit we did early doors where we had a night race and there was hardly any lights? I'm trying to think. Was it in the Mazdas?
May have been.
I'm trying to remember. Season 1 Mazda, I think it was. We did one of the tracks in the evenings and you could hardly see.
A little bit of a
Yeah,
lock
again,
up.
that corner causing problems. Speaking of the
Yeah,
pros.
that was Borja Garcia, so yeah, he'll be looking to get those tyres a little bit more, well, maybe cool them off a little bit. Maybe the lockups cause too much in terms of tyre temperature. I'm sure by the time he gets back around the track, should have cooled them off a little bit. Santa Bea fans in the chat.
I wonder if he's actually in Argentina, because I think the time difference must be about 3 in the morning over there, isn't it? 4 in the morning?
No, it's only about 4 hours, 5 hours behind.
Oh, it's behind, is it, Argentina? Oh, yeah, because it's the other way. Oh, yeah, so it'll be late afternoon, won't it?
Yeah. There we've got the 202 from Fernandez, 202.0, so he's already close to getting in the 201s. Pablo Esbes in P2 with a 227.
Ah, there you go. It's nearly, oh, blimey, still be working. 20 to 5. That's not that far further. I thought it would be further back than that.
Cheers for that, Nano Flowers.
See that Carlos Ruiz's time is still hanging in between the pros, so good time from him.
And while you were saying that, it's Martel going into provisional pole position with a 201.2, so he's close to getting in those 2 minutes. He created a gap of 8 tenths to P2 Andres Fernandez, and I think it was the both of them that were having a 45-minute battle around Interlagos last week.
It was. They never left each other's sides, did they? So it was one of those where you just didn't know who was actually going to take the win towards the end.
Nope.
Camera has no sound.
No, and Martel tried to go for the overtake 2 or 3 times, I guess, but yeah, in the end, unfortunately, it just didn't work for him. So there we see, well, nicely held, to be said.
It was.
Good evening, Shine.
Out of the world.
That was
Out
just
of
hit
the
the
wall.
wall. Ouch. But how far can you take that corner they're having trouble on without getting a penalty? Is it just a little rubberized overrun on that?
Yeah, you can go on the overruns on the outside, but any further than that, you get an off track. Will obviously kill your qualifying time. I hope he makes it around. Thank you for the follow, Leo Rocker 14.
Oof.
Cheers for the follow.
Yeah, I thought he was going to go straight on over the grass there and not be able to stop and go maybe into the side of Martel.
This is going to be their last lap.
It's faster as well with a 201.095, nearly breaching into the 2 minutes.
Quite a big gap, second between first and second.
Yeah, and Fernandez was obviously he was holding the battle with him last week, got the win in the end. So yeah, nearly a 1 second gap. That's a pretty big gap actually between first and second. So Martel could actually run away with the Pro Championship in this race.
Oh, top 2 in the pit, so they won't be coming out. So Dion Phillips currently in 3rd.
Great time by D. 0.49. He actually did qualifying. Sorry, in the practice round.
In the practice, Dion Phillips did a 202.6. Andres Fernandez did a 201.6, and Ismael Martel did a 201.3. So Fernandez actually is 4 tenths slower during his qualifying session, but it's, I mean, practice session, it's a long session, you can do a lot of laps. Here it's just the timing. You don't want to be in traffic too much, you want to time it precisely and just get that one sort of perfect lap in.
So quali's up, so hopefully these guys will be their last lap. Just come up, start and finish straight.
Yeah, I do agree there, JPH. That's good to see some of the AMs mixing it with the pros. It was the same last week at Interlagos, so yeah, it's nice to see that it's the same again here at Road America.
Let's have a quick look who's out on track at the moment. I think they've all come in.
Adam Dodd just about to cross over the line to complete his lap. Does cross over, moves himself in P12 with a 203.411. I think Yellow is still...
Yeah.
I think he's still on a lap. I think he just actually crossed the line. Yeah, I think he just crossed the line before the qualifying went. Hello, Osmaro Oliveira. Osmaro Oliveira.
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 It's so difficult to read when it's all in one, with no spaces. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it is. But cheers for the follow, like
Yep,
Phil said.
thank you.
So that's the pro qualifying done, I think. Apart from Jelle Pieter Hoogland, who's indeed still on this lap, and he's currently in P6, and he's only 900ths of a second behind Espes.
Oh, and that
And then he
is
goes too wide. He goes too wide.
hard into
too
the
much
wall.
In
Ouch.
wall. That's unfortunate.
Wait for the qualifying information to come up, and then we'll get that on screen for everybody. Take a look at him waving his flag to absolutely nobody.
He's obviously very enthusiastic.
He is very enthusiastic, isn't he?
Obviously, we're adhering to coronavirus rules by the looks of it. Everyone's 2 meters apart.
Waiting for those qualifying results to be confirmed for us. Just seems to take a little bit of time. I think it just lets the... Is it 3 minutes it lets it run for afterwards? No, there we go. So, and do the GT Pros first. I'll let one of you guys... there we go.
Go on, Ruben. I'll let you do the pros. Is he gone?
We seem to have lost Ruben. Sorry, Ismail Martel.
I'll do it.
Go
I'll
on then,
do
you
it.
do it. You get it.
No, no.
No, no, no.
All right.
No,
then.
I'm back. I'm
Oh,
back.
he's
I'm
back. Oh, bloody hell. Go on, hurry up. You're running out of time.
I'm sorry. We've got Ismael Martel on P1, Andres Fernandez on P2, Dion Phillips P3, Tony Blanco P4, Pablo Espes P5, Jelle Hoogland P6, Jose Caballero P7, Augustin Blanco P8, Juame Fierro P9, Morgan Thompson P10, Adam Southgate on P11, Adam Dutt P12, Porga Garcia on P13, Marco Suazo on P14, Elmar Noteboom P15, Duncan Kirby P16, Ramos Benitez P17.
They are both starting from the pit lane, so that's
They
why
are.
there was no time. So, Mark, down to you to the amps.
Excellent. Carlos Fariz on pole, Daniel Sedgley second, Ben Johnson third, Kieran Smart in fourth, Juan Santabaya in fifth, Shani Polstra in sixth, Chris Needham seventh, Kenneth Andresen in eighth, Daniel Merchant in ninth, Matt Acton 10th, Arnold Chaninier in 11th, Ben Charlton 12th, Pablo Prado in 13th, Yuri Papin Evers in 14th. Apologies, because that's probably not remotely right. Jason Haddington.
Evers.
I'm squinting as well, it's doesn't help. Jason Haddington 15th, Matthew Hodges 16th, Dennis Meisner in 17th, Rennie Borscher in 18th. That's quite a poor result for him. Tim Rutten 19th, Miles Owen 20th, Damien Shave in 21st, Jonas Gillis 22nd. All the cars now formed on the grid. We're going to have a rolling start. I'm assuming it's half a lap because it's quite a long track.
Alright, here's a full lap.
Is it a full lap? Ow.
Which is very rare actually, because I thought with all the new circuits they were actually it only reduces it to half the track. So
Well, the first two were half, weren't they?
yeah, so I was kind of thinking that because the track had been updated, maybe they'd actually update this bit as well, but they obviously haven't. So
Who we got starting in the pit lane out of interest, did you say? Was there a two?
yeah, so we got Duncan Kirby and Adriano
Ramos Benitez.
Ramos Benitez.
Ramos.
You sound rather excited when you say that, Ruben. Maybe a bit too excited.
I'm excited for the race to start, yeah? Let's go.
Hey, 45 minutes of action coming up.
We've got a pretty full track again. We are on 40 cars, if I'm right.
I think Adriano Ramos Benitez actually had a qualifying ban. I don't believe it was any type of ban. Thank you for the follow.
That Kenny with a dodgy E.
Well, it's always nice to see people coming by and cheering on for their friends, teammates, whatever it is, brothers, sisters.
Cheers for the follow.
Can be everything, but the support is appreciated.
That's another one following is Kelly Sign Silky. Oh, sorry, Cool Sign Silky. Can't even read.
Maybe he plays a bit of DCS.
Tumbleweed moment. Is that a first-person shooter by any chance?
No, it's a flight sim.
Oh, bloody hell.
Well, cheers, Kenny, for the kind words. We appreciate it. We try to do our best for the viewers, of course, and we are only talking. It's all apart from the guys on track who make the show in the end. So, well, cheers for the kind words.
Oh, it looks like it's getting dark.
To be fair, it's 7:30 p.m. in game. So it should get a little bit darker, but as Phil said, we don't go actually blindingly dark.
Well, I did lead up. Excellent. No, we
So-
must be 2/3 of the way round by now, aren't we?
Safety car taking it safe through the kink. No pressure at all.
Safety car didn't really take the apex there, did he? So,
That's because I'm driving it.
or is that why it's going so slow?
Yeah, that's why it's so slow. Staffy-esque. The train. It's nice to see so many cars on the grid, actually. It must be said.
Let's just pray for that clean start. Hopefully that's what we get for the race. Hopefully that's what we get for all of the drivers. We want to see everybody obviously make it around the first few laps unscathed. Well, hopefully the whole race unscathed, but that is...
It's racing.
It's racing.
It's racing.
So, yeah.
There's always something happening, but yeah, I do agree. I mean, it's a 45-minute race. There's no need to try to win it in the first corner on the first lap.
Well, the less said about Catherine's legs, the better.
The safety car pulls in.
Yes. There we go. Martel has gone. Let's go racing, boys.
And we're off. Let's do it.
Roy Phillips on the inside, still of Blanco for P3. He keeps it there.
Jamie
Nice.
Fierro's up 2 places already.
Nice and tidy so far through turn 1, so that's good to see.
Looks like...
Fierro's gone off track.
Yeah, looks like Pablo Espas.
Well, you got 2 spinners.
Donne.
And it actually also was Carlos Ruiz, who was one of the toppers in the AM class, if I'm right. So, not quite sure what happened there, but
One of the Venomworks cars are going a little bit wide into that corner.
Yep, this is going to be a troublesome corner.
we got some contact there at the hairpin.
The car went off track.
Oh, wiggle.
I think that was Kieran Smart, just had a little bit of a wiggle at the back there. We have got another spinner.
Oh, and it's Benjamin Johnson who was involved in...
Oh, someone's just missed him, gone wide. I think he's actually hit the ball, actually, unfortunately.
So we will go back and review some of the incidents.
Johnson just might have just lost it.
Just
himself, so-
cold tires. It just seems like he lost it on the cold tires.
Yeah.
Jose Calabero goes Caballero for escape.
Caballero.
Yeah, for escape. VRT goes into P4, just overtaking Tony Blanco there. Pablo Espas just on the inside of one of the Wraith Energy cars of Dennis Meisner.
Ooh, 2 Porsches wide. So first lap complete. Ismael Martel is currently leading ahead of Andreas Fernandez and ahead of Dion Phillips. Currently your top 3. Jose Calabero taking advantage, moving into 4th from 7th on the grid. Jamie Fierro's also had a good start, 3 places up. And who we got so far after lap 1, Elmar Nottiboom has gone up 7 places. So De Haro, despite his spin, is actually down in 21st, but still looks like he's lapping okay. He's lost a bit of time. I'm assuming there's not too much damage to the car. Keep an eye on him.
There was one car going straight on at the hairpin. I'm looking at where we've got Kieran Smart. I'm not quite sure where he is, and I see Daniel Sedgley also dropping a few places. And in the meantime, I'm watching the battle between Morgan Thompson and Fierro. Push against a BMW again. Going through the carousel. Coming up to the kink, and especially in those first couple of laps where the tires are still a little bit cold, the kink can be a very tricky corner. You don't want to get too wide there on the grass.
See there,
Balls are close.
Chris Needham currently in P2 in the amateur class with his VR headset on there, deep in concentration. We'll try not to put him off. On a Channonay as well. Currently sat on his very nice SimLabs rig.
Multiple rig.
Oh, just had a car upside down there.
Ouch.
Duncan Kirby
That's a bit tricky.
started from the pit lane, but he's there with his VR headset on as well.
I think it was Jonas Gillis who was on his roof. But
He's the only one in the pit, so it could well be. What happened there then? Oh, ouch.
and that's what the
Oh,
king
I
can
tell you
do.
what. Was that a Porsche that just missed him?
Yeah.
Gold one.
Oh, wow.
Oh, and another just missing.
We'll put that on the highlight reel, I think. Rather impressive.
And in the meantime, it's Morgan Thompson and Fierro going off track while they were battling for position. Fierro dropping quite some places now.
Fierro just lost the back end there. Morgan Thompson had nowhere to go. He's got a little bit of damage to the front end of the car there. Justin Vera Blanco just making the move there on Adam Southgate for Bantu RX Flow. So who is currently Cheers for the Follow, Got No Fans 05? So Santa Vea currently leading the way in the amateur class with Chris Needham just behind him. Daniel Merchant in P3, and Daniel Sedgley is actually just overtaken him for P3 as I was saying that. So Daniel Merchant and Daniel Sedgley having both run a great race there for Flat Out Sim Racing. Then we got Yuri Evans in P5 and Kenneth Andreasen in P6 for Transport Racing, and Dennis Meisner not too far behind him there. So going quite well in the AM class for these guys.
And Adam Southgate seems to be having quite a good race. He's battling for position with Blanco, and Doc is right behind him, so a three-car battle, but he's having a good race so far. Martel is only a second in front of Fernandez, but he just put in his fastest lap of the race at 201.6.
That's quite a bit quicker looking
Well,
at
a
it.
little bit of contact between Jelle Hoogland and Mr. Blanco in P7, if I'm right. So he is dropping some positions.
Smoke in front. I don't know what car that is. Tony Blanco.
That is Blanco.
It's come. Yeah.
He was on the outside of Jelle Pieter Hoogland just a little bit, made a little bit of contact, and yeah, that was it. He was with one side of the car on the grass, and then yeah, braking done. Adam Dutt, in the meantime, running a little bit wide while being behind Adam Southgate, and he gets overtaken by Elmar Noteboom.
Yeah, so we do have live race control. They will be reviewing some of these incidents and trying to actually get the incidents dealt with in this race rather than afterwards, which causes me a massive pain in the neck, I must admit. So yeah, it would be good if everything was sorted out in the first few minutes so that can actually happen. Saves me the massive headache afterwards of trying to sort out all the points and trying to apply after race penalties, which, to be honest, I don't really like doing because it takes a lot of time. Light lock up there from the number 17 car of Augustin Blanco.
Ramos Benitez just had an incident as well. Not quite sure what happened there.
He's all by himself, so just kind of, oh, he's gone a little bit wide and he's hit that wall.
Yeah, the wall doesn't give in.
Looks like there'll be a few people using their fast repaired in early in the race, coming up to not even a quarter yet.
But still, we've got quite a nice battle going on for P6 in the pros between Blanco, Southgate, Noteboom, Dodd, and Garcia in the meantime as well. I'm not quite sure if Santobaya is behind them.
Yeah, that
maybe
is.
Phil, you can.
Oh, you almost gave him the commentator's curse, then he almost lost it from P1 then. So
I'll shut up.
he managed to catch it, which is good to see. Still leads the way in the amateur class. He's got a 3-second gap, 3.5-second gap to Chris Needham. Pablo Esves.
Who's that in the
Makes
pit?
the
Is that
move.
Porsche in the pit?
Oh, like Adam Southgate has had a little bit of an issue there.
Adam had an issue, yes, and it was indeed Rene who was in the pits as well. Mark?
It was.
I just taken a little bit too much speed into the hairpin, unfortunately lost it on his own. But we got quite a big group of cars as well. If we look at P10, Miles Owens for Flat Out Simsport. Just behind him, Kieran Smart, who is in P11. Not quite sure what happened with Kieran Smart in the beginning of the race, though.
He went off
yeah,
wide.
he had that first last incident where I think he just touched the grass on the outside, and I think he
Right.
had a little bit of a spin. Pablo Prado looking to make the move on Tim Rutten. Can't get it done there. Him driving a good race at the moment. And Dion Phillips also having a good race, currently in P3.
But Caballero is changing or charging down. He's only about half second behind Dion Phillips, so that's going to be a good battle for P3 for the pros. That's Dion Phillips is driving for Venomworks, isn't he?
Sure is. So currently 2 Venomworks drivers in the top 5, and also I think we've got Adam Dodd currently in P7. So yeah, 3 in the top 10. They'll be really happy with that if that sticks till the end of the race.
Well, you've already got 11 minutes of racing gone, so I mean, it's flying by so far. So what do we expect for the actual pit stop strategies, guys?
I did do some laps on Monday during the practice just to trying to work this out, and I think
it's lap 15-ish.
yeah, I think it was about 28 minutes. I think that we got that was what you got out of a full tank. So
Yeah, so that's lap. What's that? 14 laps roughly, isn't it? So, because this one, from memory, this one's quite a thirsty circuit, isn't it?
yeah, it is, because you've got all the long straights.
Straights, yeah.
In the meantime, I'm still looking at quite big of train of cars with, like I said before, Miles Owens. He's behind. What train he's behind? I'm missing him. Oh, sorry, he's behind Prado. Tim Rutten. It's a nice train of cars there going through still.
Yeah, and Chris Needham's just had an off. See what happened there. Just catches, caught the grass there. Quite a few drivers that manages to save it from going head on into the wall, which is quite dangerous, and manages to not go back on track. We would have been an unsafe rejoin.
He's doing the best he can. I must say, he does a decent job by trying to keep the car out of the way of the other driver. So, well done to him. Although the hit to the wall probably isn't something that the car would like. I'm looking at the onboards. Very nice, Chris Needham, Ronald Chanier, Duncan Kirby.
Pit stop for Chris Needham, so obviously feels like he needs to take the pit stop and take that fast repair maybe. I don't think he would have suffered too much damage there, but it's very difficult to tell.
It
Is it too early to pit for fuel?
I would say
Just.
it's borderline, yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's borderline, looking at it.
Maybe he's worked that out.
Good evening, Elmar. Seeing you in the chat.
Talking whilst driving, unless he's out.
He's just multitasking.
I think he is actually out of the race.
Morgan Thompson just dropped a place to 10th position. Was overtaken by Swazo.
Bit of a lock up there from Tim Rutten. DSRT. And Ben Charlton just behind him, the 1-2-3 car.
Here's for the follow, Winey. It seemed like Caballero lost a little bit of time behind Ian Phillips. He was about 2-3 tenths behind him, and it's now 1.6 seconds. So that takes the pressure off Dion Phillips for a little bit. And there we got Dutch Stick from DSRT, cheering on for his mate Tim Rutten. And which position is Tim Rutten? He's currently in 13 box.
Just for the follow 58 Vast. I'm going to say that in a German way, just because I presume that's what it is. Maybe it's not, maybe I just completely read the wrong thing into that. What we like to do here. Smoke up ahead, I'm not sure what has happened up there. Hopefully everyone's on track. Everyone is on track, we don't see anybody in the wall, so that's good to see.
Quite interesting to see that Caballero, who was chasing down Dion Phillips, seems to be dropping a little bit up now on pace, and it's Jelle Hoogland for Venomworks who is within a second behind him for P4. In the meantime, we saw a nice overtake there by the CXR on Flat Out Sim Sport.
Thank you for the follow, Cricket. Unfortunately, he had a problem with his unfortunately, he had a problem with his iRacing, so couldn't make a few rounds. So has decided to back out of the championship, which is disappointing because we all know how fast he can be. Adam Southgate going for a move on Daniel Merchant, gets that move done. They're obviously, well, they're in different championships. Adam Southgate is in the pro and Daniel Merchant in amateur class. Augustin Vera Blanco, I think he is got someone with him now. I thought he did, but I might have that a little wrong. Go back on board.
Yeah, maybe we can maybe we can have a little look at the battle between Jelle Hoogland and Caballero for P4 as well, because Jelle definitely is closing down that gap. It's now under half a second.
Did we find out if the two Blancos are related?
We didn't.
Ask him. Well, it's good to see
I
some
don't
of.
think they are, but
It's good to see some of the DSRT guys watching and cheering on for Tim Rutten. So yeah, like I said before, it's always nice to see some positive vibes for the ones they are following.
nice to see it a little bit mixed at the front instead of a Spanish lockout as well.
Kieran Smart, by the way, is slowly picking up places. Currently in P8 in EAM, closely behind Jeroen Pepijn Evers, Dutchman. And he's
And
actually going for the move at turn 1.
Tantabai is just putting the fastest lap for the amateurs with a 2:04.1. Quite a difference there between the fastest lap of the race set by Ismail Martel, 2:01.5. So it's a good, what's that, 3 seconds behind sort of thing.
But still, we've got 70 minutes of racing, which is done. We still got a group of 5-6 cars in the AM class. Battle between Ruiz, Rutten, Acton, Poelstra, Charlton and Owens. We still can keep it going, so...
There's a great battle going on between Escape VRT and Venom Works at the moment. Looking, well, obviously he's trying to get that P4 off him. Let's get the battle box up on the screen and we can see a little bit more about who we're actually watching.
Quite nice, Phil. Dutch stick, yeah, well, it may look slow, but I can tell you it's not. It's definitely not. So Pablo Espes, who had an incident about 10 minutes ago, I think, is currently in 13th in the Pro Championship or Pro Class, about half second behind Fierro. And we've got P1 Santabaya, P2 Setchley, and P3 Daniel Merchant, who are still in front of him. So it's nice to see that some of the AM drivers are able to keep up with the pro drivers.
We're coming down to the corner where they get caught out there before we just cut across.
So what's the actual fastest lap so far, Phil?
Now let's take a look. See the fastest lap. So the fastest lap, Ismail Martel in a 2:01.5, and Daniel Sedgley with a 2:03.997 in the AM class. So Santabria just holding on. Have a gap, I believe 2 seconds, maybe 3. Oh, bit of a.
Oh, there we had a slide from Paulo Prado. I'm not quite sure if there was any contact involved though.
Sounded like it, but everybody avoided him.
That means though that he is dropping some places. Martel, by the way, is running away. He's now has a lead over 4 seconds to Fernandez in P2. Jan Phillips doing a good job, and yeah, while we said it, Jelle Hoogland for Venom Works overtook Caballero for P5, and we now got Venom Works on P3 and P4.
Is for the follow, Jose.
I expect you're excited with Formula One returning shortly next month.
Yeah.
It's not the same, but yeah.
Yeah. I didn't make it sound like I'm excited about it, did I? I am, but...
Showing Suazo out. Question is, what happened there? Puts Adam Southgate in P8. Morgan Thompson is going into the pit. There we've got a nice battle between Jelle Hoogland and Caballero. Caballero now back on P4, but Yellow Hoogland has the inside there for the hairpin.
Not going to have the inside for the next corner though, so he's had to...
And people do forget though that left-hander after the hairpin is such a tricky one because you go uphill,
Yep.
and right at the point where you want to brake, you got a sort of a little dip, which could really make the car loose. Well done, nice overtake there on the inside. Puts Yellow Hoogland back into P5.
in Agustin Blanco there for on Daniel Merchant. Different category of GTEs. Kieran Smart just behind Yori Evers.
Matthew Hodges for Flat Out Sim Sports still doing a great job in P8 for the AM class, with Prado right behind him, followed by Ruiz.
Boys are starting to come in now. Top 5 are in the pits as we speak, halfway through the race as well.
So
top 6 are all in.
Yeah, all following each other.
It'll be interesting to see if anyone can switch places while they're in the pits. Top 8. They must be running out of fuel then. They're all coming in. Top 10, top 11, yeah.
Well, Phil, you were talking about 28 minutes.
Yeah, and we've only just gone past 23 minutes. I hope they've all got enough to make the end of the race.
Phil, somebody is asking for a little bit of Santa Baia love.
Now, because everyone's coming into the pits, everything's just jumping around at the moment, so...
Makes it easier for you.
There's any shared pits in this.
Guessing though, Duncan Kirby is still going on. The same goes for Yellow Hoogland, Caballero, Fernandez and Martel are already out. Duncan Kirby will have I think it was a qualifying ban as well. Now
so, just thinking about that, that'll be one lap less they've done, isn't it? If they started in the pit lane.
That's actually a good question.
No, it won't be one lap less. It just means that they still started on the lead lap.
No. I mean, they didn't have to follow the pace car around for a lap to burn fuel, did they?
That's true.
That's probably why they stayed out for another lap, so I suspect they'll be in.
That's quite interesting, though. So are we actually watching Santa Baia? We are, aren't we?
Yeah.
We were.
We are.
I'm thinking
we were.
I think Prado already took a pit stop because of an incident he had, if I'm correct. But it has put Santa Baia in P2 at the moment for the AM class.
On Shannon looking for a move on Matthew Hodges. Not going to get it there. Matthew defends nicely into the corner. Arna could get a nice little run out of here, but I'm not sure he's going to be able to make anything stick. Gonna have to back out there and give the space back. Morgan Thompson has just actually got through on Adam Southgate.
Nice little CXR battle between a BMW and a Ferrari.
Really good friends as well, so good to see the respect between the two. Morgan Thompson currently in P8 overall.
With Duncan Kirby and Pablo Prado have both gone in on this lap. Just having a look at the pit times. I'm not sure if Dion Phillips has decided to change tyres or something, but his pit stop was 30 seconds longer than everyone else's.
Maybe he has. That means it could be quite slow for the opening few laps, as well as obviously relinquishing the time while he was in the pits.
The Santa Baia takes the lead again back from his pit stop to lead the amateurs. Currently having a good race overall, 7th at the moment.
Agustin Blanco there through on Borja Garcia, so good little battle between Banzer RX Flow and Mass Devils Esports. As Dion Phillips actually just snuck his way through there as well, just took advantage. Oh no, there's been a little bit of a, well, quite a big crash there. So Dion Phillips on the poor attire after he's just changed them, I think, unless he got held for maybe it was a penalty. I can't see anybody that could be anywhere near the off-track limit. Dennis Marsden defending quite heavily there on a pro card. Not really worth it because that's not who you're fighting. Kieran Smart going on the inside line there on I think that
was Kenneth Andreasen, was it?
Is it Kenneth in the Ferrari?
Yeah, he just overtook Kenneth Andreasen.
Yeah, so they've actually had a back and forth for the last few corners. So he's going to be looking to hold on to that now as they come up into sector 3.
Mark, I'm quite intrigued to know Santabaya is now currently in first position for the AMs. Chris Needham P2 and Dennis Meisner in P3. What's going to do that for the championship standings?
I'll tell you in a sec if you like. Santabaya, well, in theory, he'll obviously be a lead in it because he's only a point behind Daniel Sedgley, who is currently down in... Where's he gone? He was up there. Daniel Sedgley is currently 19th overall. So, yeah, miles ahead. Yeah, Sedgley's 7th overall. Right, okay, so Daniel Sedgley currently 7th, so he's going to have an increase of 14 points. And Santabaya obviously leading 25, so that's a difference of 11. Take the 1, that's 10. So there you go, Carol Vorderman special for you. So he's 10 points ahead at the moment. Kieran Smart is he 5th or 6th or something?
Yeah, I think so.
So again, he's going to fall a little bit behind. So it looks like Santabaya currently is going to be opening up a little lead if things stay as they are.
Pablo Espes just behind Morgan Thompson. Pro category battle going on. Pablo's going to go for the inside move. Down into Indianapolis. Can't turn in just there because it's still side by side. Morgan probably needs to give a little bit more room there.
Oh!
Probably going to end his race. He's going to be quite stuck there for some time. That's not the camera. And that is not the camera either. Andreasen just went off track as well. See what happened there. That lockup went onto the grass. He's not going to be able to stop himself from going into the wall. Not a massive tap, so as long as he can get that car turned around, he should be able to get back out on track.
Just reading through the chat, there is a link for the championship standing. It's in the Discord channel. I'm not sure if it's live. Is it open to all, Phil?
Yeah, you can. Yeah, you can post it. I haven't got Discord opened on this. Yeah,
it's not a problem. So there you go. Have a little ganders there. That's that will take you to the amateur championship. Obviously, you can press the tabs at the top for the other two.
website is yet to be finished. I wish I had that much time in my day to actually finish that as well as do everything else.
Well, you're not working,
What,
are you?
You don't?
No? I thought every time I check Discord, you're playing something.
Yeah, that's called personal time. I'm allowed to have some personal time.
Okay.
Some me time.
Damien Shave just behind Tim Rutten. I'm gonna close that gap. Currently he's just at half a second. Yeah, so Tim Rutten and Damien Shave just got past Kenneth Andreasen to move up 2 places.
And in the meantime, it's still as Ismael Martel leading the way, 6.5 seconds in front of Fernandez. Jelle Piet Hoogland for the Venom Works in P3, so he's having a good race so far. Although he's 21 seconds behind P2. Then we've got Blanco P4, Caballero P5, and P6. Santabaya still leading the way for the AMs. P2, Chris Needham. P3, Dennis Meisner. P4, Daniel Merchant. P5, Yuri Pepijn Evers. And P6, Kieran Smart. So Kieran Smart is having a pretty decent race after his incident at the beginning. He's now back in P6 for the AM class, so he's doing a good job falling back the positions. And he's having a nice little battle with Yuri Pepijn Evers as well. Try to take P5. And Daniel Setchley, still the current championship leader for AMs, is behind both as well. So he may be hoping for some sort of a mistake between the two. They're coming up to the nice hairpin.
Kieran Smart looking for the move there on Yuri Evers. Thank you for the follow there, Roberto Suarez, I believe that is.
Good evening, Roberto. Good to see you again.
So Chris Needham currently in P2. After hitting the wall before, managed to stay in P2. I think he pitted too early though, so I think he's still going to have to stop for fuel.
We'll see, won't we? What we got? Just coming up to 10 minutes left, just over. The 2/3 of the way through. Is that right? No, 3/4 of the way through. Sorry.
Yeah, 10 minutes to go.
When did he go in? Lap 6, wasn't it, from memory? Lap 6 or 7?
Lap 7 it was.
Bit borderline, possible, because they pitted, a lot of them pitted a lot earlier than we were anticipating, a few laps, so he might have enough fuel, but it might be a splash and dash, but we'll see, won't we? Be interesting. Dennis Meisner's currently doing well, he's up into 3rd in the amateurs, the 11th overall.
Justin Blanco.
Rene Bourchet has gone back into the pit on the last lap again, unfortunately, so seems to be struggling a little bit on this one.
Quite a few drivers do seem to be struggling with grip. I don't know whether it is something to do with the new circuit. I mean, it seemed fine, but I only actually tried it on Monday. I didn't try it yesterday when it came out.
I must say, maybe I missed something, but I see Daniel Setchley currently being in P5 and in P6 Kieran Smart. And Yuri Pepijn Evers dropped back to P8. And I already also saw that Mr. Prado overtook him, so I'm not quite sure what happened there.
Great move there by Duncan Kirby on Dennis Myers. They're different categories, but Duncan is obviously trying to fight his way through traffic and see how far he can get up after starting from the pit lane.
Well, being in P11 is quite a good job for the pros.
Sure is. Morgan driving with a little bit of damage there on the front of his car, but still going. That's what we like to see. Battles to the end.
He'll still pick up 10 points, Duncan Kirby, sitting in 10th at the moment. Or sorry, 11th. Gets 10 points.
Okay.
Only a couple of seconds behind Fierro. So there's plenty to play for.
Go on board too,
I
Fierro.
can use its new circuit. Yeah, nice one.
It's new but old.
Yuri Pepijn Evers just overtook Daniel Sletchy again. Daniel Sletchy now dropped back to P8. Kieran Smart in P5, so a lot going on.
Like Morgan's been doing some weight saving, doesn't even have the rear of the car. Wait,
Ooh, just got a little bit wide.
No, he's missing this.
and that is
Oh.
bad accident.
Yeah. I think he lost the car there on the grass.
Yeah, which just forced the other car wide, hit the wall, and then he's hit into the side
got
of
the
him.
gang.
Yeah, that's unfortunate for both of them. They were driving so well. So that will be getting reviewed afterwards.
In the meantime, Morgan Thompson does take the position there. Here's Daniel Setchley. Oh, there they have the contact.
It's been a rather quiet race at the front with Ismail Martel and Andreas Fernandez.
Yeah, these.
Yeah, I must say that most of the battles are further back behind, and especially in the AM category, we saw quite a lot of battles going on. You see Matt Acton. I think Matt Acton, is he also driving for Flat Out Sim Sport?
Yes, yeah, he is, yeah.
Yes, he is. He's right behind Daniel Setchley, who is now again in P7.
Is it Hog? How do you pronounce it?
Hodges.
No, third place, your countryman there, Hogland.
Hoogland.
Hoogland.
Hogland.
Oh. Now
Good
let
job.
me clear my throat.
No, I'm gonna have to disinfect everything now.
No, it's Jelle Hoogland for Venom Works.
He's doing well,
The Dutch
he's third.
driver. Yeah,
Yeah.
he's doing a great job so far. He's got a gap of nearly 8 seconds to Blanco. We've got about 7 minutes to go, so as long
Looks
as
like-
he keeps it on track.
Looks like the top two are going to finish where they are unless something dramatic happens. Commentator curse time.
Yeah, unfortunately it wasn't the battle we hoped for.
Oh,
No.
someone dived in.
No, that was Chris
It's,
Needham.
uh,
Chris
it's
Needham going
Lagos.
into the pits.
So
So,
splash and dash job. There.
yeah.
3 laps short.
Ooh, and he was in P2 as well.
Yeah, that puts Dennis
Yeah.
Meiser in
Petered early
P2.
though, didn't he?
Daniel Merchant's now gone into P3. Pablo Prado. Is he going to go into P5, or is Chris actually going to get out of the pits in
I
time?
don't think he's gonna be out in time, to be honest.
So Pablo Prado goes into P4. Kieran Smart into P5 in the amateur class. And Matt
And then we've got
Acton,
Matt Acton also coming up, and
Daniel
Chris
Sedgley.
Needham still is in the pit, so
I hope he's not left those tyres ticked.
he is in pit exit now, so it's done. But as you said, it's Dennis Meiser now in P2 and Daniel Merchant in P3, which they will be very happy to finish in. There we're following the current leader of the race, Ismail Martel, putting in low 202s. Privateer, nice dark Porsche. Gotta love the Porsche.
Have you?
Yeah, I love the Porsche, mate.
I think I'd still have the Ferrari, just out of loyalty.
Duncan Kirby just chasing down on Jamie Fierro. And 2 just behind him. Sure where the move is going to be into Indianapolis. Jamie goes defensive. Gives Duncan the space there on the outside line, so plenty of respect there from Jamie.
Well done. Nice battle between two Porsches.
It's the year of the Porsches for iRacing. Everyone seems to be selecting it. You only used to see about 1 or 2 a few months ago.
I was going to say, yeah, almost as rare as the old GTs, but no, the full GTs.
Duncan Kirby going for the outside there with a better run. The question is, will he have enough room there to outbrake him? I think he has, and he does. So he takes the position from Juan Fierro. So well done by Duncan Kirby. Puts him in P10. And how many points is that, Mark?
11.
Yeah, whoa. There you go. 1 extra point. Camino up near the end of the championship. And Fierro going very wide.
Yeah, he's just pulling away from Fierro quite dramatically there. I'm wondering if Heroes maybe saving fuel. Trying to get to the end of the race.
Well, what they've done, Ismail Martel's coming up, just gone across the line, done 20 laps, so 22 laps. When did they come in? I'm just trying to remember. About lap 12,
it was
wasn't
around 23 minutes into the race.
Yeah,
24
so it's
minutes.
around lap 12 from memory, so they should have enough fuel to get to the end without an issue. They've got realistically 2 laps left, so that's 22.
Yeah, well, the
22
question is,
completed laps.
question of course is how many fuel did he put in?
Well, hopefully he filled right up.
Oh, that's an instant between Chris Needham and quite sure who the other car was.
Morgan Thompson.
And Chris's car got stuck in the wall. That was quite clear. In the last couple of minutes, it seemed like that Blanco took away some time from the gap between him and Jelle Hoogland. Although it's still 6 seconds. I think Jelle should be good for P3, as long as I don't give him commentator's curse, because he seemed to do quite a lot.
Pablo
We've got
Prado.
Kieran Smart in the meantime, by the way, belling it out with Pablo Prado, as you wanted to say, Phil.
Right, you said it.
Oh, there, Kieran Smart a little bit of a wobble. So he has to try and close that gap again. About 2 minutes, I think we got two laps left of racing to go.
It's a lap. Martel's just going to come up to do the 21st lap, so he will be on his last lap very shortly. Should we go on board with our leader for the last lap?
Yeah, I'll be trying to spot for any kind of. Or
Well, we got Ruiz against
And
Sedgley.
Sedgley, yeah, I was about to say that, and Evers and Rutten at the back.
Yeah,
Are
two
the two
Dutchies.
closest. Yeah.
Two Dutchies fighting it out. Actually, it's P12, P13, and P14. P14 and AM are currently the Dutchies, the Dutchie trio. Still Acton. It's now Acton behind Kieran Smart, by the way. Kieran Smart again somewhere made a mistake, I guess. He's dropped 4 seconds to Pablo Prado. And Matt Acton is now right on the back of him, trying to take
Ooh.
that position.
Big line out there.
Yeah, and he's gonna take the inside line there. So it's flat out Sim Sport. I'm not quite sure.
Seemed to
What's
go
the-
past him very easily there, didn't he?
Yeah, just had a good run coming out of the kink. That gave him the advantage.
I think the Kieran's got a little bit of front end damage, and I think when you get on the straight, you're probably battling a bit of a lost cause there. So we'll go back on board with Ismail Martin just as he's about to come around the final few corners. And
we've got a very late stopper with Fierro being into the pit lane.
Ooh, it could be a splashy dash.
I thought he was slowing down. When Duncan Kirby overtook him, he just looked like he was saving a bit of fuel, but
Yeah.
there you
But
go.
there we got it. Ismail Martel coming across the line. Takes another win.
That's his second win of the season. So congratulations to Ismail Martel. Fernandez not too far behind him. Taking his... he won last week, so yeah, that's his second of the season so far. Jelle Hoogland. Yeah, not too far behind, but this will be his first podium position in the pro class.
Yeah, so well done to my fellow countryman Jelle Pieter Hoogland, finishing P3 for the Venom Works.
Hogland.
And just do it like you spit, mate. With the
Hogland.
no, you. Never mind. Leave the Dutch to me, mate.
Yeah, I think that might be the best thing to do.
You have to do some more Dutch beginners lessons, I think, at the start of the quali.
Where Juan Manuel Santabella is coming round final corner to take his first. I think that's his first win in the amateur class. Pablo Espas not too far behind, so well done to Pablo. He did have a bit of a first lap incident or a second lap incident, so yeah, well done to him.
Great race to come back to P2. I totally agree.
Adam Southgate, I think, getting his best result of the season so far. Augustin Vera Blanco finished 9, and Duncan Kirby with a P10 in category P11 overall.
So in the end, well done by Duncan.
Matt Acton is.
Well done to Daniel Merchant for Flat Out Sim Sport as well, finishing in P3 on the podium. Now we're waiting for Matt Acton, Kieran Smart, Pablo Prado. I think it's Daniel Hodges. Oh, Daniel Hodges just seemed to overtake him on the line. It was Pablo Prado being in P7 when I called it, but Daniel Hodges just overtook him.
Jamie Fierro, who, yeah, I think he had to... Oh, did he have a pit? I don't know whether he did pit, you know.
Well, it came on screen as a pit, but...
Well, looking at this, I mean, everyone just...
He just sat in the pit lane, I think. It triggered it.
Maybe he was gonna go for the pit, but then... And
is this the... No, he also finished Ramos Benitez.
So we can now start off with Pro. Let's see. Stuff up the side of the screen.
Let's turn it around. Let's keep it to Mark for the pros.
Oh, joy. Okay, Ismail Martel won by a country mile, 11 seconds in the end, ahead of Andreas Fernandez.
1 second, I'm going to get the points up.
Andreas Fernandez in second. Oh, what's happened there?
No, my bad. I just wanted to put the points up as well.
Jelly Hoogland, I don't know how you pronounce it, in third. Tony Blanco in fourth, Jose Calabrero in fifth, Adam Dodd in sixth, Pablo Espes in seventh, Adam Southgate eighth, Augustin Blanco in ninth, Duncan Kirby 10th, starting from the pit lane. That's a good finish. Jamie Fierro in 11th, Morgan Thompson 12th. Ramos Benitez in 13th, Marco Suazo 14th, Bohard Garcia in 15th, Dion Phillips 16th, Elmar Notibum in 17th.
Your Dutch pronunciations are so bad. I will start from the beginning.
It's funny.
There we go. So it should swap over.
Yeah, there we go. We got P1 for Juan Santabella. So well done to the driver from Banzu, Eric Flo, for his first maiden win in the CXR Championship. P2, we've got Dennis Meiser, who will be pleased as well. Daniel Merchant on P3, Matt Acton P4, Kieran Smart P5, Matthew Hodges P6, Pablo Prado P7, Carlos Ruiz P8, Daniel Setchley P9, Jason Hennington P10, Johnny Poelstra P11, Miles Owens P12, Tim Rutten in P13, Arnoud Channonier P14, René Bosje P15, Yuri Pepijn Evers P16, P17 Kenneth Andresen, Chris Needham P18, Ben Charlton P19, Damien Shave P20, Jonas Gillis P21, and Ben Johnson in P22.
So there we have it. Next week we are at
Barcelona,
yeah. So Barcelona Historic next week, Nürburgring, Bezweck Circuit the week after, Sebring International, followed by Monza GP to round it off for a night race, at Daytona Road Course on week 8.
So for what ignorance, Barcelona Historic is, what's that, Catalonia International or something, is it? Or
it's the
different circuit?
No, so it's just the normal GP circuit without that really horrible chicane bit at the end. So it's the faster circuit.
It's the older,
Formula One one. Is it?
Well, no, it's the older MotoGP version.
Yes, that's the one.
Is it?
Until that unfortunate incident a couple of years back where Moto2 driver was killed, they changed it to the Formula One layout.
With the extra, with the extra.
It's the older MotoGP version.
Right.
Yeah, so thank you everyone for watching. Cheers, Xavi Orte, for the follow there. Cheers to everybody else who's followed. We've had quite a lot of followers tonight, so appreciate all of them. Hopefully you tune in next week for, I forgot where we were again. Someone remind me. Barcelona, yeah. So hopefully you tune in for Barcelona next week, and hopefully we get another race just like this one. So we'll catch you next week. Cheers to Ruben, Mark.
Cheers, Phil.
And also cheers to the Race Control, Aaron, Neil, and Craig. And also all of the drivers and everybody who's watched the actual race tonight. We'll catch you next Wednesday night. We'll be online again from around about 20 past 8. So we'll catch you then. Cheers for watching. Bye bye.
See you later.
That's it.